Alright guys, welcome back to another car antics video. So today we're going to be talking about 5 things that I hate about the ND Miata. Okay, I don't really hate anything about the car, but there's just some things that bug me. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So the first thing that I really hate about the car is the interior space is very, very tight. Sometimes like I'll be in class or whatever, and after class I'll want to like just take a nap in my car because I have another class after my first one and I can't. There's literally no way. Like I tried sitting in the driver's seat, I tried sitting in the passenger seat and trying to move the chair. There's no room. I mean, obviously the car's not meant for that, but that's just a gripe that I have. For the passenger side too, there's a big bump. I'm pretty sure that's where the transmission is. So like if you're sitting in like a long road trip or just in the car for like an hour as a passenger, I've never experienced it, but I'm sure it's probably pretty uncomfortable because you're sitting with your leg up like this kind of, or if your legs are a little bit longer, you just have to be straight. There's not much you could do with that space on the passenger side, so that is one thing that I kind of don't really like about the car. Obviously I knew that when getting into the Miata, that it's gonna be a smaller car, so I was gonna have less space, and it is something that's kind of annoying, but for me, I don't mind it that much. It's just in those 2 instances, it's a little bit unfortunate. So another thing that I wanted to add about the interior space and the trunk space, even though there's not that much space on the inside and also in the trunk, there's a lot of compartments in there. They are small compartments, but there's a lot of compartments, so at least they kind of like maximize the amount of stuff that you can put in those different compartments. Like there's a compartment behind the passenger and driver's seat. You have to pull the seat forward, but you can fit some stuff in there. Like I think I have some papers or something in there. And then also there's no glove box, but there is that middle compartment which is supposed to act as the glove box. That is really deep. Like I have 3 different glasses in there, I have a hat in there, I have a beanie in there, I have my registration stuff in there. I have a shit ton of stuff in there. There's just like everything that I don't know where to put it, I just throw it in the glove box, and it all fits in there pretty perfectly. There is also the center thing. I put my garage remote in there, and then also like a name badge for work, so you could probably only fit that stuff in there. There's not that much room in that part. Like I don't think you could even fit a phone in there because that one is really tiny, but at least you can fit something, and I'm glad that they put those compartments in to make it better that there's not that much space in the car in the first place. Alright, the next thing that I kind of hate about the car kind of goes along with the first one, but the trunk space is very tiny. There's not much you can fit in there. With the soft top, there's actually more of an opening than if I got the RF, because the RF, it kind of cuts in a little bit, so it's harder to fit stuff in there. This one, you can fit a little bit more just because of that, but it's still the same size and it's still pretty small. Like I don't really ever put anything in there because of that. Like most of the time, I'll just be putting stuff in my front seat. Like when I brought my exhaust, for example, to Derek's house and we installed it for the video, I had to put it in the front seat and I couldn't see out my passenger mirror because the fucking box was so big. But yeah, that is one thing that's kind of annoying. If you're carrying like groceries though, I would say that, you know, it'll fit, just don't buy a lot of stuff. But yeah, the trunk space is really small, so that's another thing. Alright, so this one actually really bugged me about the car was the fact that when I do want to drop the top and I do want to have a nice drive with my music loud and then I'm just chilling, just cruising, the passenger seatbelt flaps like a shit ton. Like it's like, I'm gonna try to recreate the noise. It's like, it literally sounds like that. Like it's like, it's insane. But yeah, like it's pretty bad if you have the top down, but I did buy a mod from, I'll say the name of it later, but it's basically just a seatbelt buckle holder. It's super easy to install too. It's literally just like a pin thing that you pull out and then you just put it in and hang it on, but it holds the seatbelt buckle, so when you're driving with the top down, it doesn't flap. And I've had it for about a week now and it has not flapped at all, so it's fixed it completely. Like I have no issues with it anymore. But stock, when you first get it, it's pretty trash when you have that noise and you're trying to enjoy your day, so that's another thing. So another thing that I kind of dislike about the car is the taillights. I don't think they look terrible, but I just don't really like them that much. Like I wish there was another option as far as taillights go. There's not really that much. I know there's the one that kind of looks like the back of the BRZ's taillights with like the dots and stuff. There's one that's like shaped like a hexagon, and then there's also another one that's like a circle and then just a line coming out of it. All 3 of those ones, like besides the circle one, I feel like they just don't really fit the car that much. Like it's the Miata, so I don't think that the BRZ styling would fit on the Miata. And then same thing for the hexagon one. Like I don't really think that it fits that well. I've seen some cars do it really well, like on Instagram and stuff like that, but I don't know, like I just don't really like them that much. I just wish there was another option. I know that Carbon Miata, because I followed them on Instagram as well, I saw that they might, I don't know for sure, but they might move the ND3 taillights and make it able to be used on the ND2, which is the one that I have. Those taillights are just, they're LED lights and they just look a lot better. They just look good because they're LEDs basically. basically. The only thing that I wish were different about those ones were the fact that the turn signals, they're not sequential, and that I think they would look really, really good if they were sequential for the turn signals, because that would be crazy and my mind would be blown, and I'm buying that right now, basically. So that's insane. Something that actually does bother me about the car is the fact that the cup holder is like, it's a little bit weird because it's not a traditional cup holder. It's smart the way that Mazda did it, where you can move the cup holders around or you can take them out. Like, I really like that about the cup holders, but it's just kind of big. Like, so basically, like when I try to put my water bottle, my regular ass water bottle in the car, every single time it like will move forward or move sideways or move like left or right or wherever. I have to like kind of like elbow it to get back into the same position because it just moves a lot, like whenever I'm driving. And I don't know if that's a reflection of my driving or just the cup holder design, but it is something that kind of annoys me. Like, I wish there was one that was kind of smaller and one that was kind of thicker, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is something that bugs me. There's not much to say because I don't think there's really like a way to fix it or anything. It's just something I have to deal with. And I knew about it before getting the car too, because obviously I was doing my research on it. But yeah, that is something that does actually bother me. All right, so that was everything that I hated about the car. So obviously, like, I don't hate anything like genuinely about the car. It's just there's some things that are slightly annoying, and there's definitely ways to fix a good amount of them, to be honest. And Mazda's done a good job at designing the car, so it's really not things that I hate, it's things that I slightly dislike, but also here are the reasons why it's actually a good design choice. But yeah, that was the whole video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and then we will be posting a lot more Miata stuff in the future. Something a little bit special coming soon, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll see you later. Time me. I'm about to go crazy. 3, 2, 1. That's it, dude. Holy fuck, I'm crazy with that. And then ready for the drop? Ready? 3, 2, 1. That's it, dude. That's literally it. It's so free.